Hi guys, this is Simran from Brit Asia TV. Today we were with one of the lead characters from Laal Singh Chaddha, Mona Singh. Hi Mona, how are you?
Hi Gursimran, I'm so good, thank you.
I love the energy. So
Yes,
lovely to
thank
be
you.
speaking with you.
Oh, thank you.
How was this film for you? How was working in Laal Singh Chaddha again with Aamir Khan? You know, you worked with him in Three Idiots. How was the experience?
You know, it rarely happens that you get to do two films with Aamir Khan, and one being such a big hit like Three Idiots, and now doing this extraordinary film which is so close to our hearts, Laal Singh Chaddha. It was a great
Yeah,
experience. It was challenging. It was beautiful. We all went through lots of ups and downs. You know, with the pandemic coming in, with those lockdowns and the long breaks we had in between, but yet everybody was so passionate and eager to be back on set and be with everybody and start shooting. So when all energies were focused on one big thing, it just has to turn out extraordinary, and that's what's
yeah,
exactly happened with Laal Singh Chaddha.
yeah. I mean, it looks amazing. Looking at the posters, with Aamir Khan, dressed as have with the star with the bug on his head and the kada, he really looks
Yeah.
the part. And as we all know, he's a perfectionist. How was he with the character, as a Sikh Punjabi, um, son of a farmer, son of a military man? How was he as an actor taking this role?
He is a perfectionist. He learned how to tie a turban for 2 months. After watching the film, I asked Amir sir, I was like, did you tie that turban on your own? Because it looked damn real. He's like, Mona, I rehearsed for 2 months. Nobody in this industry would do that. They would just take a cut of doing one, flip like that and cut to he's wearing it. But that is not Aamir Khan. He went through the entire process of learning Punjabi, of unlearning many, many things as an actor, because he had to look so innocent and believable and naive, what Lal is. So it was a
Yeah,
brilliant experience working with Amir sir. In fact, there were a few, scenes where he was telling me, Are Mona, it is not Vaste, it is Vaste. He was the one who corrected my Punjabi. Imagine a Sardarni. I always speak
yeah,
in Punjabi at home. And I was like, oh my God, what are you? So much energy and knowing so much about the character and the
yeah,
language and doing full justice to the role. I think he's
yeah.
one of the most good-looking Sardars in the films that we've seen.
Yeah, you've actually taken me straight to my next question. I was going to say a lot of the dialogues, a lot of the film is shot in Punjabi with you speaking Punjabi and him speaking Punjabi. I know you, as you said, you speak Punjabi at home, so it must have been, more of a breeze for you. For him, you said he took a while to understand the dialect, etc. But how important was it for the film to be shot in Punjabi, for the authenticity, just for the role in general?
It played the most important role because that's who we are. We are shown as a Sikh family in Punjab, right in the interiors, where the mother is a single woman. She handles Lal all by herself. She is the one who makes Lal into a man who we get to see on screen. So Punjabi in the script was very, very essential. If you look at the film, even visually, it's so appealing. During the riot scene, all that they go through, then Lal finds his way back to wearing the turban and finding his true identity again in the film was a beautiful journey. So I think Punjabi has played a very integral part in the film.
Yeah, yeah. Again, you've taken me on to the next question. With the riot scene, with the attack on Darbar Sahib, and all of these key scenes that set the tone for the film. What was it like shooting that? It's such a important part of history for us
Yes.
at the moment. For Sikhs and
Yes.
other cultures. What was it like?
We were kids and we were only hearing stories to what happened to our cousins back then in Delhi and many other places in Punjab, and what all every Sardar family went through. There was so much going on. And when we shot the riot scene, I couldn't stop crying. The entire unit was crying. We were so heavy. We didn't know how to express. But when we finished shooting that scene, the entire unit clapping, that we somehow have managed to achieve what we wanted to show, because sometimes writing it on paper and actually you finally seeing that it's been executed so well makes a huge difference. So yes, it took a toll on me while shooting that scene. It was not easy. It was emotionally very, very heavy on all of us. But I am so glad that it has turned out beautifully.
Yeah, if I may say so myself, I've seen the film last night, and it did. You did it complete justice. It was beautiful, and you're not the only one that was crying. I was in tears as well. So it was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
I think it
Yeah.
very rarely happens that while watching a film you're crying and the next minute you're laughing. It rarely happens, to carry these emotions.
100%. And I was just about to say, I found myself crying, and then 5 minutes later, I'm there chuckling at Aamir Khan, and I'm thinking, how has he managed that? How has he done that?
Exactly.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. It was, yeah.
I will say the line from the film. He's a genius.
He's a genius. Yes. Oh yes.
Genius.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was amazing. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you. How important do you think it is in general for key historic moments and issues like these to be addressed within Bollywood?
Well, within Bollywood, I wouldn't want to comment on that. It's a personal take, a director's take to show the way he wants to depict it. But in our film, these historic events that have taken place are so beautifully and simply put out there. That what all Lal went through, that is his journey, and
Yeah.
nothing is shown in a bad light. These are real events that took place in India.
Yeah, just factual. What happened, and it is what it was.
Not making any statements about it at all.
No.
It is just a journey, and those were the
Yeah.
events.
Yeah, and it was so beautifully portrayed. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
How was it
yes.
acting and portraying a role that's older than yourself? You were his mom in the film. How was that?
It was very challenging. I'm not a mother myself in my personal life, and yet I was there playing a mother to Lal, who is so strong, confident, a single mother who's telling Lal that he's no less than anybody else, not addressing his disability at all, never pointing it out that that he's disabled or he's slow or that he won't get it. The way she insists of getting Lal admission in the school was such a beautiful scene. That coming from a strong background, yet she's willing to do anything to make sure that her son gets the admission. When she says कि मैं बर्तन धो दूंगी, मैं घर साफ कर दूंगी आपका, because she's willing to take that step just to make sure that he gets the right education. And then when he grows up, his graduation, eventually sending him into the forces, to fight wars, knowing very well that he may not return, speaks so much of a character of a woman, who's willing to sacrifice. So I don't think in Indian cinema we've seen a mother like that.
No, it was beautifully portrayed, and even as playing a role who you were farming and you were doing khiti in the film. How nice was that? I mean, have you done it back in Punjab? Have you been on a tractor and done khiti, or was this the first time experiencing the film?
No. Unfortunately, I never got that opportunity. But I was so glad to know that, there is this woman who's driving a tractor. I don't know how to drive in real life. I don't drive cars. I get really hyper on streets when I see everybody driving around, and I feel everyone's out there to hit my car. But I learned how to drive a tractor. We had proper classes. I started with a Jeep and then went on to tractor driving. It wasn't easy because they sourced a tractor which was actually from the 70s. It was as real as you saw. Yeah, and everything was jammed in that tractor, right from the steering wheel to the gears.
Yeah.
So I not only had to drive it, but also had to act and express and do everything as if, it's a daily routine. So that was quite a challenge, but I am so glad we did it.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you showed the real Punjab in the film, with a house in the kid, and it was so authentic, and the kind of everything in it, and all of those scenes where you're farming, it was beautifully portrayed. How did Aamir find it? I mean, in Punjab shooting.
Oh, he loved it. You know, everybody was coming to meet Aamir sir over there in the pagdi. They were so
Yeah,
amazed to look at him and to listen to his Punjabi, the way he would greet people out there, you know. All the villagers were gathering across the house where we were shooting. And Aamir sir would always oblige, you know, for photos. And then he would
yeah,
eventually break into Punjabi conversations. And I was so surprised. I was like, here's a man who's just learned the language and has mastered the act. He was so
yeah,
good. I
yeah.
had a blast shooting in Punjab.
Yeah, no, it looked, as I said, it looked amazing. You know, you did such justice to your role, and kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I really hope the film does as well as it deserves to. It's amazing.
I
It's amazingly
really
put
hope
together.
to, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Mona. It was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you, Gursimran. Thank you for having me
All
on
the
your
best.
show. Thank you.
Thank you.